All right, you guys, I'm going to prove to you right now that Steve Fletcher is a liar. Now, a lot of you are like, yeah, no duh, he's been lying for years with no shame. That's the whole thing. If you get dates wrong or something like that, at least apologize or, show some remorse or shame or something. But he never does that. He just pretends like nothing ever happened. So he told me, well, I'll see you on the 25th, as if the rapture is not going to happen on the Feast of Trumpets. And I said, well, if that happens, Steve, then I'll just do what you do and pretend like nothing happened. Right? So Steve Fletcher is a liar. And he is purposely withholding information from everybody on his channel because he is trying to protect a Hanukkah theory rapture. And I'm going to show you that he's not only holding information from people on purpose, but the information that he's giving, he's not telling the whole truth about that either. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. All right, this is one of Steve's recent videos about the Kirk psyop. And he's showing where he got this information from was Casey from Enter the Stars. And he's showing how the layout where Kirk was at, Kirk was in the middle of what seems to be a menorah, a 9-candlestick menorah. Okay, and that's where he was when the psyop happened. And this is pretty interesting. But the interpretation that Steve Fletcher is giving you is not totally true. And I'll tell you why. Now, the traditional menorah has 7 candlesticks, but the Hanukkah menorah has 9. So this is why Steve Fletcher was all happy that this is a layout for a 9-candlestick holder, because it would support Hanukkah more, right, in the way that he's looking at it. But that's not necessarily true. One thing that he's leaving out to you guys is on a traditional 7-candlestick menorah, the 5th candlestick is representative of the Feast of Trumpets, the 5th feast day. So even when you look at this 9-candlestick holder where they did the Kirk psyop, he was in the middle, which is also the 5th candlestick, which could, if you wanted to look at it like that, be represented as the 5th feast day, which is the Feast of Trumpets. He's not going to mention that, though. He's not going to mention the fact that Charlie was centered on the menorah, which is the 5th candlestick, which the 5th feast day is the Feast of Trumpets. He'll never tell you that. But it goes along with something even bigger than that. Because if you watch my previous videos, Kirk psyop hit at exactly 9:23 Jerusalem time, which is the Feast of Trumpets. You see, Steve Fletcher is only telling you guys, and I told him, and he even responded to me because I know he saw my comment. I said, why aren't you telling people that the shot heard around the world, the Kirk psyop, happened at exactly 9:23 Jerusalem time? I go, that is the sin of omission. Omission is purposely leaving information out. And that's exactly what Fletcher is doing. And all Fletcher responded back to me was, I'll see you on the 25th, right? Mocking, saying that, as if the rapture is not going to happen on the Feast of Trumpets. He will not tell people that Kirk psyop, the shot, was at 9:23 Jerusalem time exactly. And that where Kirk was centered at on this 9-candlestick menorah is still the 5th candlestick, and Feast of Trumpets is the 5th feast day. He's not telling you guys any of that, and he knows it. He knows it because I'm the one. He responded to my comments. He knows it. He saw my comments. He is purposely withholding these things in order to support his narrative of a Hanukkah rapture. And I told him, and he knows it. Steve Fletcher is not a clean person. He's there's some dirtiness there, man. And lastly, how can a guy who's set more wrong rapture dates than probably anybody on this earth mock anybody else if they get a date wrong? What planet is this guy from? What dimension is he on? Is he mentally ill? Thinking that he has any right whatsoever to mock anybody if they're wrong on a date? He is the king of wrong dates. Steve Fletcher needs to be crowned the king of wrong date setting, and he thinks that he has any right to mock anybody for any wrong date? Man, is this guy delusional? Or is he just a prideful, satanic person? Or is he a disinformation agent? Because honestly, to me, somebody can't be that ignorant and naive, can they? Is it possible that the king of wrong date setting is thinking that he can mock somebody for setting a wrong date? Are you serious? This guy's crazy, man.